In this video, we're going to go over your side hustle strategy for 2021 and honestly beyond, because there's a lot of things that you need to think about when you're building, starting, growing a side hustle, especially in today's landscape. So I want to welcome you to another video. Well, hey, if this is the first time that you and I are meeting, my name is Mike, and I'm coming to you from San Diego, and I started in this gig economy late 2015. I found myself, and let me know if you feel the same way, I found myself sitting around, not really doing much on the weekends. When I would go out, I'd be spending money, and I wanted to generate some extra income. You know, I had the 9 to 5. Let me know if you're grinding away at that 9 to 5 right now, or maybe you've been impacted by the pandemic, again, the current landscape. Maybe you lost your job. Let us know. And perhaps you're looking at the side hustle, this gig economy, to generate income, but there's a lot of options. And you need to be looking at these 4 things that we're going to be talking about today, because if you don't consider this, you could be leaving money on the table. So let me know where you're watching from down below in the live chat, or if you're watching this on the rebroadcast. I appreciate you being here. It's time to jump into it. Your side hustle strategy for 2021 and beyond. And this is so important to consider, because I want to make sure that we bring these real questions to the forefront. Some of these things that may be in the back of your mind, you may think, well, okay, well, I appreciate you calling me out on that. So I hope we have a few of those aha moments today. Number one, are you new to the gig economy? Are you experienced? Let us know down below in the live chat or the comments. How long have you been doing this? Are you doing this part-time? Are you doing this full-time? Again, I started with the gig economy, again, back in 2015 with Uber. And I got to be honest with you, there was a lot of uncertainty. There were safety concerns. You know, what is this whole rideshare thing? I was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at the time, and I was thinking, is this safe? Bringing in strangers into my vehicle. And I gotta tell you, you have to overcome that initial fear if you're getting into rideshare, if you're even doing delivery. You know, I do or have done most every major app in this gig economy, and you're gonna have uncertainty. You're gonna say, well, DoorDash, ugh, I don't know, and picking up the food is fine, but then I have to navigate to different areas of my marketplace. Maybe I'm not familiar with that area. Maybe the app wants to send me to maybe an unsafe area. I mean, I gotta be honest with you. I mean, doing this as a gig economy for what? Coming up on 5 years? Yeah, 5 years now, part-time. And actually, I've done this full-time as well. You gotta just punch that fear in the face, and you gotta start, because what you'll find is a lot of your misconceptions are wrong. But why do I need a strategy? Guys, thanks for being here. X, I see you. Dawn, thanks for being here. Christine, one of our clients on yourdrivermike.com. I appreciate you being here. Joseph, Al, thanks for being here, guys. But I mean, why do I even need a strategy? Right? Mike, this stuff is easy. I mean, these apps, there's such a low barrier of entry. I mean, delivering food, that's not brain surgery. Doing rideshare, picking up a passenger from A to B. I just chill out the club. They come out the club, I pick them up, I drop them off. It's not hard. Maybe I only plan on doing this for 3 months. Why do I need a strategy? This is exactly why. This is why you're here. Well, hey, if you don't have a strategy in this gig economy, are you wasting your time? I gotta be real with you. If you do not have a strategy, there can be apps out there that will waste your time in your marketplace. Maybe that app isn't the best fit in your marketplace. So I don't want you to sign up for Uber, for Lyft, for Postmates. In fact, Postmates is a big culprit for me personally. Let me know if you feel the same way, where I've driven at times for Postmates and I feel like, hey, this app is wasting my time. Number 2, are you truly making the most money possible? If you sign up for the rideshare, if you sign up for the delivery, well, what about scooter charging? What about the kind of contracted work like TaskRabbit? Parcel delivery like Amazon Flex? Are you truly making the most money possible, because you may think you're making X when you're actually making Y? So have you reviewed all of your options? All of those niches that I just mentioned, you may have thought, well, hey, what is this scooter charging thing? What is that? You can make money doing that? Yeah, you can. Well, maybe that's not available in your marketplace. Have you heard of Amazon Flex? And let me know, what's a new app that you're going to try going into 2021? Because I want you to, again, uncover all of your options here. Amazon Flex, we just put out a video today on it. There's a whole playlist on most all of these major apps. But is this sustainable? How long do you plan on doing this? Is this just going to be for 3 months? Is this just going to be, well, I need to generate some income. This seems like a good strategy. Maybe I'm saving up for a big purchase. But if you plan on doing this longer, let's say 3 to 6 months or 6 months to a year, or if you're going to do this full time, I want you to think down the road. Can I maintain? Can I maintain the numbers, the revenue? Because I can tell you, I'll be honest with you, since getting into this industry, there have been massive changes that affected my and your bottom line, your wallet, in just 5 years in being in this industry. And if you don't know, really this industry started in 2009. 2012 more so is when it started to pick up, especially for rideshare. But you need to look at the actual numbers when it comes to strategy. And are you in for a surprise come tax time? Actually, let me know in the live chat or the comments if you're new to this whole gig economy. Have you thought about taxes? How do taxes work, or are you just spending that direct deposit whenever it comes through? So number one, realization, number one that we're going to be talking about today is I need you to realize that you are a business owner. A lot of us, we may think, well, I drive for Uber, I drive for DoorDash, they are the entities, they are the big companies, they're the boss. I mean, kind of, but as far as legally and financially, for tax purposes, this is your business. We can see here the definition for self-employment if you carry on a trade or a business as a sole proprietor or an independent contractor. That second point there, an independent contractor, that is you. You are a 1099 independent contractor for tax purposes. Let's talk about it financially. And you're going to have to file that income tax return on your earnings for self-employment if you're going to earn $400 or more. And these apps, they're going to send you that 1099 miscellaneous form, typically if you're going to earn $600 or more on their specific app. Chances are you're trying to earn more than $600. So chances are you're going to get that 1099. And I mean, for tax purposes, this is sourced straight from the IRS. And even if you don't make $600, of course, you need to claim that income. So number one, I want you to move from the mindset of, this is someone else's job. I mean, I just turn on the app and drive. I just get a ride and then I make, especially if you're younger or maybe you just don't know. Me, I didn't know when I first started, and let me know if this is new for you, is please don't ignore the business side of this. Again, especially if you're younger, maybe you don't have experience in this. I don't want you to think, well, this is great. I made $1,200 this week. It's on fire. I got great bonuses and I'm happy for you. I'm glad you got that income, but you gotta pay taxes on it. Set aside about 20 to 30% of your gross revenue for taxes. Now, full disclosure, I'm not a CPA, I'm not a tax professional. That's not legal or tax advice. Of course, consult with your CPA. I see you in here, guys. I appreciate you being here. Al or AL says, because of the tips on this channel, I went from $14 to $18 per hour to $20 to $27 per hour. That is fantastic. Again, Al or AL, I appreciate you sharing that with us. That's very powerful. So I'm glad you got value from the tips here on the channel. So your business, right? This is your business. How much can my business earn on average? And actually, let me ask you a question here. My go-to app right now is DoorDash. And I'm looking to actually get back into rideshare, but I've been driving on most every app, Postmates, Amazon Flex recently. And let's focus on DoorDash, because DoorDash is really my main app for a long time. Really for years, my go-to app is DoorDash. So how much do you think you can earn driving for DoorDash in 2021? How much per hour? Let me know down below in the live chat or the comments if you're watching this on the replay. What do you think? $10, $15, $20? So how much can your business earn on average? Well, this is statistics, self-reported statistics from other drivers on glassdoor.com. A great website for company reviews, reporting on salaries, etc. So let's look at some of the self-reported data here on driving salaries. So I want to, again, specifically focus on the revenue per hour. So we see what? We see 1557, 1383, another 15, 20 some per hour, 14, 13. That's not high enough, in my opinion. Now, would you be happy with 13 to 15 an hour? I mean, maybe that works for you, and that's fine. But I want you to be in the top 15% of driver earners, and I'm not happy with $13 to $15 per hour. So I'm glad that you are seeing success. I see it constantly here on the channel with comments from Al here that you're seeing success from the tips that I give here on the channel. But I want you to be at what, 18, 20, 25, 30 plus dollars per hour in gross revenue. That's my goal for you. I would love that to be your goal for yourself as well. Again, to be in the top 15% of driver earners. Why? Because going to that last point, talking about taxes, well, if you got to pay taxes on this, let's excel and hit 25 an hour or 28 an hour. So yes, I still got to pay taxes on that, but after taxes, after expenses, I'm making a good living wage, or at least, a strong side hustle wage, whatever you're doing, part-time or full-time. So I want you to have the skill sets to make more per hour than these numbers, because I'm not happy with these numbers. So after completely net revenue take-home pay, you'll be happy with what you get. Nextly, I want you to really look inwards to your marketplace. And this is, I gotta be honest with you. I mean, I've been doing this for, I would think, a decent amount of time now. And I've learned some things from my experience driving on these apps, working in customer service for the majority of my career. And I'm gonna rewrote with it. You gotta accept your market's performance. Joseph says, killing it. Smart moves, I appreciate that. Maybe Jorge's talking to someone else, I'm not sure. But anyway, you gotta accept your market's performance. Number one, customer demand. Okay, well, what are you driving for? Uber, Lyft, Postmates, Instacart. How is the customer demand? And you'll know this after what? You're probably gonna know this after, I'd say, 3 to 5 shifts. Ideally, the more the better, of course. I would do a sample size of 10, 15 shifts, right? The more you drive, the more experience and nuances you'll get in this customer demand. So, with all these apps, I want you to understand things like base pay. Very simple rather. The base numbers. What does Uber pay you for a base ride? It's probably gonna be what, $350, $325 on a base ride, just to pick up the customer. Well, what about DoorDash? It's probably something similar, right? $3 to $4 base pay just to get an order. And then things like time, desirability, bonuses, tips are added on top of that. But find this out if you can, because then at least you'll know, okay, well, what about Shipt? What about Uber, Lyft, Postmates, DoorDash? Who's offering the highest base pay? That's a starting point. But what about pay incentives and bonuses? Again, I need to be real with you. Some of your marketplaces do not offer any or enough pay incentives and bonuses. So some of these apps may not be a good fit for you. Got to be real. Some of these apps may not be a good fit if your marketplace is paying $3 base pay, 15 cents per minute, 60 cents per mile on rideshare, with no bonuses, no surge, no Uber Quest, no Lyft Prime Time. Why would you choose to keep driving for that? I want you just to be smart about that. Trends, seasonality. Maybe you're in a college town. Maybe you're in a tourist town. Are there trends? Are there seasonal changes? You should know that. Are there major events? And I know, hey, I mean, the landscape right now, I get it. This is why you're hustling right now. You need to adapt. But let's say when we're back to 100%, are there events? Are there major conferences, what have you? Are there things that you can rally around so you can rally around your money? Again, I mentioned that I started back in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. If you guys aren't familiar with Pittsburgh, a nice old school steel town centered around sports, the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Pittsburgh Steelers, really a rallying point for the city. So what did I do? I mean, I didn't have season tickets or anything, so I would rally around those events. When I was driving for rideshare in Pittsburgh, I would drive for those major events, for concerts, the bar hours primarily. So compound that. Think about, again, trends and seasonality. If there's a major event combined with peak hours, I was driving, let's say, a Steelers game that ended late. And then what happens after that? People are not only leaving the game, but they're going out. People who didn't go to the game are also going out. So there's a ton of demand. So if there's ways that you can capitalize on that demand, you will make more money. Clientele. This is tricky. How is your clientele in your marketplace? Are they tippers? Are there clientele in certain areas that just make more sense? Are there certain areas that you should probably drive in because of better clientele? I don't know, but what I do know is I don't try to fit, let's say, an Uber app into a DoorDash market. So think about your market. Do not try to fit an Uber app into a DoorDash market, a DoorDash app into a Lyft market. This is why you have to accept your market's performance. If Uber is not a good fit for Cleveland, Ohio, if it just doesn't work in Miami, Washington, Seattle, what have you, don't keep doing it. That is the definition of insanity. You need to adapt. You need to look at all these side hustles here. Now, having said that, again, we're hitting you with realness today. I appreciate you being here. And hey, if you're getting value in this live stream, I am trying to do live streams every week here to give you the most up-to-date best practices. If you're getting value in this live stream, consider dropping a like and subscribe if you're new. And also, if you want to talk more in real time, just like this live, consider joining our Discord community. All of that is linked down below. Now, this live stream, again, I am not here to waste your time because I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste your time. So I'm going to be real with you. This may end. This is our next point here in this live stream because, I mean, again, it's very real. Are you setting up multiple revenue streams? Ideally, recurring revenue on your drivermike.com. As more and more courses come out, as more and more products that will help you make more money, as more of those courses and products come out. There is an affiliate program that is launching soon that allows you to make 20% commission on driver referrals. That would be a great recurring revenue stream because some of that affiliate income is recurring. Let's say you refer a driver for a membership, which is our premium support system that allows you to get your questions answered before everyone else, before the 15,000 plus other drivers in this community. So if you refer a driver to the memberships, which is a monthly investment, you get a recurring commission on that of at least 20%. Now, I mean, think even more broadly. I've talked about affiliate income. Affiliate income can be great recurring revenue because what does this recurring revenue do? I'm such a believer in recurring. You must have recurring revenue, in my opinion, because what does that do? If you're referring drivers to your drivermike.com, if you have Amazon affiliates program, if you're doing both of those things, if you have other affiliate income or recurring revenue, maybe you start your own course business. I host your drivermike.com on Podia. It's a fantastic site. You have knowledge that people will pay for. If you have a skill, consider that. That can be another revenue stream because I'm just saying here, I don't know the future, but I'm just saying what happens if this gig economy ends, in part or in full. I mean, look at what's happening now. It's not ending, but we've all had to adapt with the current landscape. Uber is posting 70 to 80% drops in their rideshare business. So kind of that is ending for them, obviously temporarily. Do you have a what if plan? I don't want you to be driving and making this investment, especially if you're doing this full time, without a what if plan. I mean, again, I'm going to be vulnerable with you. I'm just going to come out here. I mean, I have transitioned very happily to doing YouTube full time. Do I have a what if plan? Absolutely. I got 2 or 3. What happens if YouTube doesn't work? What happens if my business doesn't work? What happens if your driving no longer works, if it's no longer an option? So let me know in the live chat or in the comments, are you doing this full time? Or is this more of a bridge for income for you? Jorge says, Manhattan, I hear DoorDash and Postmates do more than Uber depending on time. See, Jorge is doing research there as far as time in that marketplace of which app to drive for. It's very simple. Sandy, thanks for being here. Sandy says customers should be required to tip something. Tips really make the difference. And they do. I would agree that tips really can make the difference. If I'm making, let's say what, $20 an hour, if I made $20 in that hour, just a $5 tip in that hour, now I'm making 25. If I get a great customer, or maybe I wow my customers with service, now that suddenly becomes $30 an hour for no additional miles. So tips absolutely matter. Appreciate you adding that, Sandy. I'm sure this is on the back of everyone's mind. This is the back of my mind. I hope this is on the back of your mind. If you're starting especially, consider this one. What happens if your vehicle needs a major repair or servicing? What happens if you have a major life event? Something happens, the industry collapses, that this does truly end. What are you gonna do? I don't want to see you 5 years down the road where something happens, you invested all your money in, we've seen this happen before. If you're not familiar in the rideshare space, years ago, especially, I would say maybe 3-4 years ago, when Uber and Lyft, at times, they were advertising, we'll say, expected revenue. And I believe this was especially on Uber's end. They would advertise expected revenue. Hey, you can make whatever it was. I think the number was like 90,000, 100,000. Don't quote me on that. And specifically, I believe referring to the New York City marketplaces. Hey, drive for Uber. You can make $90,000 or $100,000. And these apps, if I'm remembering correctly, Uber got in trouble for this false advertising, basically. So what happens if that money is no longer there? So here's what to focus on. Your 2021 and beyond, your prep starts today. And I'm going to give you a list of things to focus on because as we're rounding the corner here, again, I respect your hustle. I respect you getting out there if you're doing this part-time, full-time. A lot of you are working a full-time job, and it takes a lot of grit. Again, it takes a hustle to get out there, to be on the road with all the other drivers, to be out there in the, let's say, the weather that is coming up. Shout outs to you on the East Coast or, wherever. Here's what you're going to focus on. Here's some action items for you. Do you want to have confidence when it comes to your money? Have you thought about reverse engineering it? This comes back to not having a strategy. For me, here on YouTube, here in my business, I have monthly revenue goals. Really, I've reversed engineered it so much that I have daily revenue goals, and you should too. I ask you, and actually, let me know right now. Let me know in the live chat or the comments, what is your daily goal for revenue? What's your monthly goal if you want to share that as well? Because I have a number that drivers typically tell me, and I'm curious if your numbers are the same. So what are your daily and or monthly revenue goals? Now, going back to this, if you want to be confident with your money, map out your money. Because instead of just kind of wandering in the dark about, okay, how much am I going to make today or this month, it's kind of like having that flashlight or even a spotlight on that pathway so you know where you're going. Next, I want you to write down 5 new things you're going to do in the next 30 to 60 days. This is powerful, and why? And I don't know if you've heard, but it's commonly said that writing down goals, making them visible, and really posting them somewhere that you can see it every single day it accomplishes more than those that don't do that, that don't write them down. I've even heard that people will write down the goal every day. They won't just write it down once and post it. They'll write it down on a post-it every day. The next day, they write it down first thing in the morning. And I mean, I got to say, I was honestly never a believer in that. You know, I got my ideas, I got my goals in my head. Why do I need to write them down? I mean, I'm thinking about them every day. Why do I need to write them down? Well, especially when I looked inward and I really went all in here with my business here on YouTube, I started writing things down. And I wrote them down on we're in the digital age here, a digital post-it note on my computer here. And it's right there on my main screen. I look at it every single day. There are revenue goals, monthly and daily, and then affiliate goals, things like that as far as revenue. I look at it every single day. There's a to-do list that I have posted. It's there, I see it every day. Sometimes I even write down my daily itinerary. Okay, today I'm gonna film, today I'm gonna edit, then I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna get my car washed. Simple things like that. That helps me accomplish my goals more than just saying, today I'm gonna be productive, but I don't really know exactly what that means. And lastly, I have my weekly goals, is again, going here on the channel, my weekly goals for video. And I've found that since I've been doing that, it has really helped keep me on track. Simply writing down your goals. So I want you to write down 5 new things you're going to do, or at least 5 things that you're going to go all in on the next 30 to 60 days. Sandy comments, daily goal of $100 in revenue. I want to hear some more of your goals. Let me know in the live chat or the comments your daily goals. I appreciate you sharing that, Sandy. Now, you need to track these goals and your numbers. And if you want to level up your accountability, tell others. What better way to hold yourself accountable than to have other people hold you accountable? If I'm going to say, and I've actually done this, I'm aiming for, I'll share my goal right now. You know, I appreciate you being here. I'm going to be transparent with you. You know, my revenue goal for YouTube here is $5,500 for the month of October. I just told probably hundreds and eventually thousands of people that. Hold me accountable, right? So don't be afraid to share your numbers, to share your goals. Say, hey, you know, you go out, you tell your spouse, your friend, your roommate, your dog, say, yeah, I'm going to make $150 today. I'm going to make $200. I'm not going to come back until I make $200. What's going to happen when you come back? Your dog's not going to ask, but everyone else may ask, oh, so do you make that 200? What's your answer going to be? Lastly, you need to be relentless. Now, if you just scoffed at that and said, come on, no, I'm good. I get it. Yeah, relentless, right. I mean, think about all the greats. You know, there's been some fantastic business books, self-development books, and a lot of them relate to one thing. It's being relentless. Do you think the greats were the greats because they were lazy? No. I mean, we have those with exceptional skills at birth. We're not talking about those prodigies, right? We're talking about the hustlers like yourself. And think about it. If you want to be in the top 15% of driver earners, let's, you know, land the plane here and bring it back in. If you want to be the top 15% of driver earners, are you doing more than the rest out of the pack? Are you doing more than the 85% that are below you? I mean, you're not going to be gifted it, right? So look at this. Let's say your yearly goal is $60,000. Okay. This is how you're going to reverse engineer your money, because this is going to make it a lot more tangible. Think about it. If you didn't even look at your bank account all year, and then all of a sudden on December 31st, you look at your bank account. You say, I have $60,000 in there. Or, you know, you look at your income statements, let's say. Excuse me. You look at your deposit slips, we'll say. Well, have I earned $60,000? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know until December 31st. Do this. So if I want to make $60,000 this year, that's $15,000 per quarter. That is $5,000 per month. Okay, that's pretty strong, but if I hustle, I think I can do that. Now, depending on how many days you work, that's either 250 a day, it's about 166 per day. Obviously, I mean, most all of us aren't going to work 7 days a week for 30 days in a month, which would be, again, it's 166 per day in that case. But it gives you a range. Okay, well, hey, I know I need to make $166 to $250 a day every day to hit $5,000 a month, which is going to mean $15,000 per quarter, which is going to mean $60,000 for the year, which, let's break it down by hour, is $21 to $31 per hour. Does that sound more reasonable? Does that sound at least more tangible? $21 to $31 per hour. After all of this is going to yield $60,000. Now, again, maybe 60,000 isn't your number. Maybe it's 50, 40, 80, whatever it is. But reverse engineer it by how many days you expect to work. Maybe it's 20 days, a month. Right there we can see if I did 20 days a week, that's 5 days a week. That'd be $250 a day. Well, just driving Uber, that's going to be hard to do $250 a day. Now do you see the importance of recurring revenue? Because if I told you you could make 125 with Uber, and then you did 125 in other affiliate income or your other income or client base or course sales, now does that sound easier to make that $250 a day? Now, as we close here, I want to thank you and appreciate you for being here on the live stream. Thinking about this whole gig economy, thinking about 2021, I don't want you to get stagnant. I don't want you to get unmotivated. I mean, there's times where, I think to myself this is tough. This is tough. I'm working late into the morning, basically, finishing a project, getting a video out. The next day, driving for some hours, filming that, editing it. So your journey is going to be different. Maybe you do the 9 to 5, right? You got kids, you got a family. Maybe it's just you. Maybe you're trying to also have the social life and dating life. Maybe you're trying to take care of a new puppy, what have you. I mean, we all got stuff going on. So going all in on your hustle to make your number that we just saw, 60, 70, 80, I mean, that's a true hustle. And it's not easy. So I respect you for being on your hustle here. So if you did get value in this live stream, do consider sharing this. Share this with someone that just needs the guidance, that wants a direction on their money in 2021 and beyond. And again, I appreciate you being here. If you're new, consider subscribing. Consider joining that Discord. If you want to level up your skills, make money faster, learn what actually works, check out yourdrivermike.com. There's a lot of resources on there. And again, I appreciate you being here. On your way out, definitely leave a like if you got a value in this video. I will be living in the live chat while it's still up in the Discord as well, and in the comments section to answer your questions. I try to get to most every single question posted most everywhere. So again, leave a like on your way out, guys. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you in the next